The twin moons of Alara Prime cast their silver glow over Virelia's crystal towers. Commander Kales of the Serathari stood on her balcony, amber eyes fixed on the human ship in orbit. 2 cycles ago, its arrival had brought more irritation than intrigue, mainly in the form of Captain Elias Wren. He was everything she despised in humans, casual, unpredictable, irreverent. Yet wars and councils had forced them into each other's orbit. Somewhere between arguments and battles fought side by side, her hate began to falter. The turning point came in the Hall of Convergence, a chamber carved from living crystal. When a delegate accused Elias of deceit, Kales expected his trademark smirk. Instead, he stood firm, voice cutting through the crowd. "If I wanted to keep secrets, I wouldn't be here risking my life for your people," he said, gaze locking with hers. "Especially not for her." That night, under moonlight spilling through crystal walls, she found him alone on the terrace. "You defend me as though I matter," she said. "You do," he replied simply. From then, the shift was undeniable. Wary respect became trust. Trust became something far more dangerous. The night the Creel invaded, they fought as one. When a plasma bolt meant for her struck him, Kales's rage turned the tide of battle. Saving him was a moment she admitted the truth, to herself at least. She loved him, but love had limits. The Serathari could only bear one child in their endless lives, and only by surrendering the Keeper's gift, the shimmering thread of immortality binding them to the continuum. Without it, they would age and die as mortals did. No Serathari had ever given it up. When Elias spoke of a child, half human, half Serathari, Kales recoiled. "You asked me to surrender everything I am." "I'm asking you to share what you are," he said softly. The thought lingered, growing roots. She imagined a child with his loyalty and her ancestral strength, a bridge between their worlds. But the cost, a century at most, instead of eternity. The decision came during the Festival of Dawns. Watching him among the crowd, head tipped back to the golden lights, she felt fear, not for endless life, but for one without him. She walked to the sanctuary of the first flame. The Keeper, robed in starlight, met her without surprise. "You come to surrender your thread." "I come to live a life worth ending." The ritual was both agony and release. The gift unwound from her like liquid light, leaving her suddenly aware of each breath, each heartbeat. She stumbled into the cool night, fragile, but more alive than she'd ever felt. When she told Elias, he was silent at first. "You gave it up for me." "For us," she corrected. "For the life we will make." Their daughter, Lyra, was born beneath the twin moons, her cry ringing like music through the crystal halls. She had his eyes, her stillness, a presence that drew both human and Serathari alike. Kales began measuring time not in centuries, but in first steps, in laughter on sunlit terraces, in the warmth of a small hand in haze. Elias aged quickly, silver in his hair before hers. She aged too now, slowly at first, then with years gathering like shadows. One quiet evening, the bioluminescent tide shimmered below Virelia. Elias lay in their chamber, breath shallow, Lyra by his side. "You could have had forever," he whispered. "I have," she said, brushing his cheek. "It just fit inside these years." He smiled faintly, then was gone. Kales lived long enough to see Lyra take her place as an envoy between worlds. When her own time came, she welcomed it. Immortality had given her endless days. Love had given her days worth remembering. And in the end, that was the only eternity that mattered.